I guess I don't completely agree with the whole premise of your question because, this 22-year-old, look, we have this deep problem in this country. It's something that you agree with, Piers. Like, it's very easy for people who have mental health issues to get access to high-powered weapons.
So this is Tim Miller, who's going to dismantle this panel of, I guess, these two of so-called, MAGA conservatives, whatever they are. Carrie Lake had turned out to be just a fraud. I'll just say that. And even though I'm not going to agree on what Tim Miller is about to do with this whole gun control thing, because I'm definitely not going to agree with it. I almost kind of want to maybe, move on to something else, but I won't. Actually, I think I might, because it looks like here's where this one is the most depressing 35 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and move here because I'm not going to do the gun control talk. Sorry, guys, that you're hearing me pretty much edit this out loud. Let's just go ahead and get into Tim Miller dismantling Carrie Lake because I think that this is going to be more delicious than the gun control talk.
I just think this is like one of the most depressing 35 minutes I've ever spent in my entire life being on with these people. And I think that this is a big tragedy. I think in a liberal democracy that we all should agree that people are responsible for their own actions, that people should be held accountable for their own actions as individuals, that this is not.
And just real quick, I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to, keep busting in, but he is discussing the, what he's doing is, the whole thing about, if you said something bad about Charlie Kirk, then you must lose your job. People are saying, if you made fun of his death or whatever. Be clear that there's code of conduct if you are saying like, it was funny to watch a blood leak and all that and stuff, and then your job finds out like, okay, that's not what people are talking about. They're talking about if you remember something he said that you didn't agree with, then that's talking bad about Charlie Kirk and you should lose your job. You're celebrating his death. I am not celebrating his death when I say that I didn't like that he brought a rabbi onto his show to say that the famine was not happening in Gaza. Can I still say that or no? Right? So, okay, that's what he's doing here. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to everybody who's watching these videos. I'm not going to cut in.
I don't want this country to become Yugoslavia, where the Serbs hate the Croats, and every Croat is bad, and every Serb is bad, and every non-MAGA is responsible for Tyler Robinson's actions, and every MAGA is responsible for David DePape's actions. And we come on here and we shout at each other and we say that, what did Carrie just say? That the liberals have become violent. It's a violent movement. It's like that is not true. Or that Wajahat comes on here and starts like shout and not answer the question, shouting like, "Why are we? What is the point of this?"
I didn't shout, Tim, but okay.
To come back together, we should be able to come back together and engage on the merits of what happened. Every liberal is not violent. I know lots of liberals. I talked to a lot of liberals. Don't own weapons, don't want to have weapons, preach peace. There were obviously a lot of Christians and MAGAs and conservatives that preached peace yesterday, including Charlie's wife. Like, we're going to come on here and smear everybody from the other side and incite and have Eric come on and say, I'm angry and I want to go at war with the left. I'm sorry. I'm signing out from all this. I'm checking out from all of it. Tyler Robinson, what he did was horrible, and he's responsible for his actions. People are responsible for their words if they're lying, and they should be called out for it. But like, why are we doing this? I mean, Megyn Kelly yesterday was tweeting at me. Carrie, we retweeted it. She said to me, you gleefully canceled all of us for 5 years. One of yours killed Charlie, and then you laughed at our pain. Carrie just said they did this. She used the word they. I didn't do any of that. I didn't laugh at Charlie. I didn't kill Charlie. I don't take any glee in his pain. It's really affected me emotionally in a pretty deep way. And I think that the way that we've all decided to treat each other on these panels, like we're enemies and there's some civil war, when like the reality is a deranged 22-year-old that got radicalized did something really bad, and we should all fucking condemn it and say we don't want that to become a country where people do political assassinations. Unfortunately, I just don't think that we're up for that, and I've got to listen to this clown show, and it's pretty frustrating, frankly. And it's not frustrating, actually. It's really sad. It makes me sad. I'm depressed by it all.
Do you know that's a very honest? It's a very honest thing.
Can I respond just a little bit to that? Yeah. I mean, I think I got dragged there, and I agree that the person who shot our friend is the one responsible. You came on and tried to blame it on guns. It is a madman who did a terrible thing. But where did he get indoctrinated? Where did he change his viewpoints? And it has been a constant. And Tim, you're in the media. I assume you would agree that you're in the media. I've seen you on all kinds of on many different shows, and you have espoused many viewpoints that have been very, very hateful toward the right. And so I think it's time to take responsibility for it.
No, this is the thing, Carrie. And this is the game you're playing. Is that people have said things, and that we need to figure out where this guy got radicalized. That's true. We need to figure out where he got radicalized. I don't think that there's if you have kids, you know what 22-year-olds watch. I don't think there's any reason to believe that this 22-year-old was like watching MSNBC or something. Like we should figure out where he got radicalized. I agree with that. If you look at the carvings on his bullets, like this guy was deep into gamer culture. Like this guy was I'm deeply concerned about the social media companies and TikTok and YouTube and X feeding people very divisive stuff.
Why are we hiding the elephant in the room? Why are we hiding the elephant in the room? What can we say?
Like, just to say, oh, you've said mean things about MAGA, so you're responsible for this. That's crazy. That is not.
I do have kids, though. I have a 21 and a 22-year-old, so I have kids right at the age of the killer. And you know what my kids tell me? Mom, the garbage that's been in culture, what they've taught us at school, what they've taught us at summer camp, that has played into many people in their generation hating folks who are conservative. They've seen it. My son's at school. He talks about the radical teachers. I said, okay, you've talked about the leftist teachers. Tell me you've got at least one or two who would be conservative. He said, there's 0 professors who are conservative on our campus.
The number one killer of children and young teens in America, tragically, in the past 2 years, is guns. We have more guns.
Sorry, Wajahat just messed up everything, guys. It's just Tim Miller was cooking on a different level. We keep coming back to this stupid point. It is so tired, okay? Like, please, the human makes the decision to do something bad. The gun cannot get up and just walk. Oh, we have too many. Okay, now what? All right, get rid of a few. Now what? You know who's still going to have them? The bad people will find them. They'll get them. What? Why can't this not be a discussion? Because the thing is, I was going to get annoyed with her because she's trying to bring it up to the left. That culture that is guiding these kids to do extremely crazy things. I would not call that necessarily even a leftist thing. I just think that it's just an extreme. I mean, people would say it's left, but it's just an extreme, like, terrible culture. But I think that culture would even end somebody on their side if they sound a little, like, chill, right? This is not good. What's happening is a bunch of socially awkward kids being guided into things that they would not normally think of. And we should talk about that. And I don't think we need to give it a left-right name necessarily. People want to, whatever. But the gun, and then he does this, so I can't even come at MAGA. Like, why is Wajahat, like, coming in? Tim Miller was cooked. Tim Miller just cooked. Tim Miller cooked Carrie Lake.
Just saying this is the fact. The number one killer of children and teens in the United States of America, and I think this is a sobering moment for everyone, because I got kids too, is guns. We have more guns, Piers, than people. Now, I'm not saying that there's a lot of people who have Second Amendment. They're very responsible for the guns. But this 22-year-old Tyler, who was radicalized online, like Tim said, we don't know what's happening with him. He had clear access to guns. And I would hope that this is a moment where some people say, you know what? A majority of gun owners are very responsible. They are in America. That's also a fact. But maybe having this easy access to AR-15 style weapons, maybe just having some
Except the difference here,
kids.
Everyone knows my view about the gun issue. And ultimately, I concluded this is an issue Americans have to work out themselves in their own country.
There's nothing to work out. I ain't going to do this. They shouldn't have this kind of gun. All right, but then they could end a life with a different kind of gun. They just get a little closer. That's why it's a baseless argument. And so where I was supposed to enjoy Tim Miller destroying Carrie Lake, this woman, this fraud here, this Israel loving shill. It's a bunch of shills. Wajahat had to step in and it just got corny, but I did enjoy Tim Miller, so it wasn't too bad. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.